I welcome you all to the seventh day of 7-day national level online faculty development program on ChatGPT and AI tools for educators in line with OBE, which is being organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of St. Joseph College, Irnyalakuda, in association with the Kerala State Higher Education Council. So we would like to welcome Dr. Suresh Nambudri, the Chief Resource Person, Dr. Mendes Jacob, Director, PG Department of Computer Applications of Marian College, and all the FDP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HODs, IQAC coordinators, and all faculty members. About this FDP, this is the last day of the 7-day FDP program. Please note some important details regarding the LMS access and certificate availability. So you will have the access to the LMS until 6th of August till midnight. So it's essential to complete all the activities, tasks and MCQs within this time frame to qualify for the certificate. So your certificate for the FDP will be available for download from the LMS starting from 31st July onwards. So once you have successfully fulfilled all the requirements of the program, you can access and download your certificate directly from the LMS. The feedback form will be available in the LMS from 9:30 p.m. today. It will not be sent to you separately. My name is Raki Raj. I'm a business analyst at PSR. I'll be the moderator for this event. So let me welcome Dr. Suresh Nambudri, Director, Aspire Technologies, Pune, for the first session. I welcome you, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. Welcome all participants. So we are on our seventh day of this 7-day faculty development program. And before we begin today's program, let us discuss anyone has got any clarifications or doubts from our previous sessions. So we will discuss that first, then we will go ahead with our program. Okay, there are certain questions in the chat. Let me answer these questions one by one. First, Dr. Anita Madam, sir, how to do mind mapping? I tried, however, it comes to words as and not as graphic. Yes, this is what we have been telling from the beginning. ChatGPT is the text version. Its sister software, sister application is there called DAL-E. This DAL-E has got graphics, and there are many other AI tools which will take the input from ChatGPT and will do the graphics. So therefore, your mind mapping questions can be given to ChatGPT and use ChatGPT's intelligence and take the mind mapping, and this you can put it into another tool to make the right type of graphics that you want. That is about mind mapping. Second, okay. See, Pratap Sonavane sir, his question is, you briefly mentioned about summarization of YouTube videos in last session. Please elaborate. See, uh, this regarding YouTube video, regarding Zoom meeting summarization, I told two instances in this. In the case of Zoom meeting, etc., it has got a facility that complete text means transcription of what happened in the Zoom meeting, that Zoom itself will give us a file. We can take that file and we can give to ChatGPT, and we can use our prompt engineering techniques in a way we can extract anything from that transcript. When I say anything, we can tell them to make a summary, or we can tell them to cluster information. We can tell ChatGPT to categorize the discussions we had. Even we can tell them to do the mood analysis. In between someone was fighting, or in between someone was in a sarcastic mood. Even mood analysis. So all these days I was talking to you regarding various applications of prompt engineering, that is right from getting a straight answer to even to sentiment analysis. Even you can tell, I am going to show you now from that particular transcript, even you can tell ChatGPT to develop a hypothesis. You can tell this to make a hypothesis itself. So therefore, in that way, we can take the transcript, paste it on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will give whichever type of response we want, we will get. That is one thing. Second, yesterday I have shown you that when we use ChatGPT 4, that is ChatGPT plus, we can go, and we can see the plugins. In this plugin, there are various plugins which will accept all those type of inputs. This input can be right from a text file, RTF, PDF, even EPUB, video, even we can give the YouTube link itself. This type of, and all the web page. When we give these things, ChatGPT will do the summarization of that, and it will give us the response. So that is our Pratap Sonavane sir's questions answer. Now, how to view the examples you have shown during the presentation. This there are two major nodes in LMS. I am telling major because major text doc files there. One is about prompt engineering, second is about pedagogical excellence. In both, you will get these examples what I have shown here. Now there is a question from Jojo Panekil sir. Would you please share your email ID to communicate with you? Yes, I will do that. My email ID I pasted there. And Parisa Kamboj. Playground, there is limitation warning on my query. Can you tell me the reason? Yeah. As I was explaining it to you that day, on playground, okay, I will show you that once again. Let me share. I go to Chrome. It is platform. See, when we go here, you will see that there is a maximum length setting here. Can you see? Can you? I hope you can see my screen. There is a length because if the maximum setting is 252, then you increase it to 2048. You can increase this. And when you are saying here this model, based on the model also, there is a change, there is a number of length. Means see what is written here. The maximum number of tokens to generate. Request can be made up to 2048 or 4000 tokens shared between prompt and completion. The exact limit varies by model. One token is roughly 4 characters for normal English test. Hope I clarified your doubt because based on this particular setting of maximum length, and that is also depending upon the model. Now let me come and see. Yes, yes, yes. This is the length for prompt plus response. Means the ChatGPT is telling us that if we are doing a more efficient prompt, we will have more space for the response. For example, in the case of 2048, if we are uh, is platform version is paid one? That's a question from Dr. Srinivas Rao Kunde sir. I believe it is like that because I cannot tell yes or no now, but you please check or if you communicate to me afterwards, I also can check and to tell you because I went to platform only after purchasing the pro version. Therefore, it may be maybe like that, but I cannot tell exactly, but I can find out. Okay. Now, since there are no more questions in the chat box, now let me go to some interesting prompt engineering. Afterwards, we will go to some another interesting pedagogical excellence lessons. Because today we have got only 1 hour left, so therefore we will do justice to our time. I value your time. I value my time. So today I am going to show you the first thing is something very important which I could not explain properly yesterday. That is reinforcement learning prompt. Reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning where an agent learns to make decisions by taking actions in an environment to achieve a goal. Yesterday, I have shown that I have shown you certain thing, say certain applications of this reinforcement learning. Now today, let me show you some more interesting applications of that. Please see this carefully. It is going to help your research. It is going to help your paper writing publication. Given a scientific hypothesis, design an experiment to test it. Receive a reward if the experiment effectively tests the hypothesis and is ethically and practically feasible, and a penalty if not. Means we are approaching ChatGPT with a carrot and stick process. This is actually an accepted method. I understand this is an accepted method in machine learning. Means indirectly it says that any sort of learning, some carrot stick method is necessary. So here the hypothesis: a diet high in antioxidants can reduce the aging effects in mice. See, I gave this one. You see that one. What are all the type of? I am telling is to design an experiment. Experiment design is a higher level cognitive skill. Even it can go to evaluate, create a type of project. So here we see that one. ChatGPT did an experiment design. Now you will see this one thing very different. This one, you change this and you can tell anything to ChatGPT. It is going to design experiment for you. When you are giving new and new, when you are going to give your own hypothesis. Take any hypothesis. What is coming to your mind? It is only between you and ChatGPT. It is very confidential. Know about this. It has done one experiment design. See, I also did my graduation, master's degree, doctorate, everything. But here, experiment design is one of the most complicated thing. That is what ChatGPT has done now. See, it has even done that hypothesis, subjects, and groups. This and then we are coming to the real subject, core subject, diet, and the duration of experiment, and the measurements. What are the measurements we need to do? Then we are doing the data analysis, then ethical consideration. So this is what ChatGPT has done. And what we did is a reinforcement learning prompt. Now let me show you in the same thing another a little more complex here. Please read this. This also is going to help you a lot in your research and in publications. You are given with a scientific problem and a range of possible research paths. You must see reinforcement learning to choose a path to pursue and explain it in detail. See, you means ChatGPT. I am telling ChatGPT it's you. So ChatGPT is given with a scientific problem and a range of possible research path. You must use reinforcement learning to choose the path to pursue and explain it in detail. I am telling ChatGPT, you decided path to pursue. You decide it for me. Receive a reward if the path lends to promising results, and a penalty if it leads to a dead end. See, some of the research we know that it will reach nowhere, or sometimes it will reach dead end. Both are not good. So, now we are telling what is that scientific problem. Reducing carbon dioxide, CO2 emissions to mitigate climate change. Possible research path: development of carbon capture technology, enhancement of renewable energy sources like solar and wind, improvement of battery technology for better solar storage, research on nuclear fusion as a source of clean energy. Now just to see the wonderful thing what ChatGPT is going to do. See, ChatGPT has evaluated all 4 points given, and given these considerations, the agent might choose to pursue the path of improvement of battery technology for better energy storage. This path has a high potential for reducing CO2 emissions by enabling the broader adoption of renewable energy and electric vehicles. See, ChatGPT did this work for us. Now let me show you another example. Now another example of this is really complex one, much complex than the previous one. This is really complex, and ChatGPT is going to do the multi-step research project. The model must design a multi-step research project as per the requirement. It is a multi-step, means it is exactly like a human being. Now please read this. Use reinforcement learning to plan a multi-step research project, including generating a hypothesis. See, we are giving the responsibility of generating hypothesis itself to ChatGPT, designing experiments, interpreting results, and deciding on next steps. You must elaborate it in your completion. Completion means it responds. That is a little technical word for this uh, natural language processing. Completion means it is ChatGPT's completion. Receive a reward if the project leads to valuable scientific insights, and a penalty if it does not. Research project investigating the effects of a new drug on reducing blood sugar levels in patients with diabetics. See, step by step, the ChatGPT has done its work. First is it generated a hypothesis. The new drug reduces blood sugar levels in patients with diabetes more effectively than the current standard treatment. It developed a hypothesis. Second, it is designing experiments. Then it is guiding how to conduct this experiment. Then it is guiding how to interpret the result. Then it is even suggesting what are all the next steps. So this is what we have shown, or various levels of reinforcement learning prompts, and these prompts these slides are there on your LMS. Now let us go back to our pedagogical excellence, and we will start our um, practical applications of these prompts and ChatGPT for our day-to-day teachers' work. Last day we were here. drafting letters of recommendations. I know that most of you, at various times, you were uh, you were asked to write letters of recommendations. Letters of recommendations. Now, ChatGPT can help you exactly how to write a recommendation letter. You just open and you write a prompt, and you are going to get a letter of recommendation. Just a minute. See, I am writing here a prompt for uh, for a drafting a letter of recommendation, and as a teacher or a professor you can always can have such prompts saved on your computer. So only thing you need to change is the detail about the student or the course and the university. See here, act as a professor, draft a letter of recommendation for your student to perspective program and school. Student's name Nitin Gupta, perspective program, computer science perspective, University, Columbia University. His course, Introduction to Computer Programming. Professor's name, Professor Rajiv Sharma. Strengths, attention to detail, respond to feedback, meets deadline, excellent communication skill, excellent product deliverables. You need to write only this much. And now let us see how our ChatGPT is going to make a recommendation letter. It really does everything what is required to convince the selection team of Columbia University that this your student is the best candidate for that. It writes all these things, all reasoning of this and how it will match with the Columbia University standard, etc., etc. So this is a drafting of a recommendation letter. Every teacher can have this. Now let me go to the next. Now, recommended books, movies, dramas, and blogs. Every one of us, we will see that the parents or students, they come and ask, can you give me a list of books, or which are the movies to watch, or which is the YouTube videos to watch, so that this also you can just keep a prompt with you, and all these prompts are there on LMS, so that you can copy this thing and use. Now I am going to tell you one very interesting thing. Even you can select it in such a way that I am asking you here. What 5 movies do you recommend for demonstrating exceptional leadership in teenage girls? Just ask ChatGPT. It gives this. Another show. I will show you. I will show you another a little complex thing, because you can personalize more and more, and then you will see that it is going to become exactly targeted for a student. What 5 books do you recommend for enhancing the English skills of a boy whose mother tongue is not English and loves basketball and planning to write GRE? See, Now we know that the best way to learn a language is through a theme which a person is passionate about. So if we can take this boy's interest, so that boy is going to own the learning of that of English for GRE. Now let us see. See the brilliance of ChatGPT. It gave a blend. It gave a blend. It really understood a boy. What are the things a non-English speaking, basketball loving a boy's requirement to study GRE. It really put that balanced thing and suggested 5 books. This is the power of ChatGPT. And when you are learning how to use these are all the powers you are going to acquire now. Now, now let me go to the next one. See, customized interview questions for each student. Now, in this automation post ChatGPT, for AI area, post COVID area, a teacher is supposed to be even a career guide. A teacher must be able to find a reason to study each and every subject. So while telling the reason to study whatever be your subject, one of the reason which is coming to the fore is it is going to add value to the student. And adding value is not only research, because in India we give a very wrong impression that every student is going to become a researcher. Every student is only some 0.8 to 0.9 percentage of people are going to become researchers. The rest of the people are going to the world of real work. And therefore, if we are focusing only on research, we are increasing the unemployment of this country. So therefore, here, every student, every teacher must be a career guide, and this is a customized interview question. It can be for placement. It can be for their own improvement at some stage. So therefore, there is a saying, if we know ourselves well, then we can predict about 80% of the interview question we are going to face. Means when I sit in front of an interview board, they are going to go through my resume, they are going to see me, they are understanding my background. So therefore, here teachers can, with a prompt, we can help a student with what are all the type of the questions that student is going to face in a campus selection interview or in a different interview. See, act as an interviewer. Ask 10 questions for third year mechanical engineering girl students for internship in a heavy machinery manufacturing company that runs round the clock operation. When we are saying this exactly, you can say like that, what are the type of the questions normally they are going to ask. It is very easy. It is very easy for them. See, for example, can you briefly introduce yourself and share why you choose to pursue mechanical engineering? Because in our country, there is a culture that mechanical engineering is not good for girls. It's a very good question they are going to face. What specific areas of mechanical engineering are you most interested and why? So we can, ChatGPT will immediately help us to make questions. Now let me go fast. Create learning material from anything online instantly. See, we can use ChatGPT, take an article online. We can make summary, we can find vocabulary, we can make the questions of that. All these things can be done at once with one stroke. With whatever you have learned in prompt engineering now, with one prompt, and you can get a PDF from online. Only thing you have to give a path. You give online, or you even take a book. You can get summary, vocabulary, and whichever type of the questions you want, that you will get immediately, fast. Now, create a micro-blogging message. We know that people read very less now, and it is a time of social media, and things like Twitter. Okay, I will show you an example of the previous one. That one, just from a chunk of text, how in the same way we get a summary, vocabulary, and questions. Here, act as an expert academician and lesson planner. Refer to the following article and create 1. A summary, 2. Vocabulary list, and 3. 5 questions from comprehension level of Bloom's taxonomy. Article. Article is about a recent Apple news report. It is about Apple Vision Pro in its first major hardware launch for almost a decade. It is a headset, very intelligent. It seems. See, from that particular news article, it has created summary, it has created vocabulary list, it has written Bloom's taxonomy's questions from that. Now we are going to make a micro blogging message. This is an interesting thing, how ChatGPT is making the message for microblog, that is like Twitter and all. Create a microblog post for this message. Detailed outcomes of mechanisms of clinical trials are often not made available to the public due to patient privacy issues, property rights, and the complexity of the data. Now let us see. See, it has developed its own hashtags. It has developed the usage of microblogging like Twitter. It has created its own. Now let us go next. This is a very interesting thing. I was telling you yesterday how ChatGPT can transform old English. That is old English. I have some books of 1870s and all. I could not read and understand, but I scanned and I am understanding very easily now. That was yesterday's. Today, this is another interesting thing. You give a poem and you tell ChatGPT to tell the meaning in prose, because most of us do not have the ability to read and understand the full insight, get the full insight out of a poem. I am going to write a poem here. Is a very famous one, that act as an English language expert and extract the meaning in prose. I think prose spelling is SC. Prose from this poem of Rudyard Kipling, famous poet. I don't understand this, but I am asking ChatGPT to please write it in simple English. This poem has become a simple prose now. Now let us go next. Suggest a classroom activity for a fixed time slot. This is a situation most of us face. there is 1 hour gap, one teacher is on leave, or there is some time left. You can ask ChatGPT that you just tell this much. Suggest an activity to engage my second year graduation zoology class for 30 minutes. See, for the 30 minutes, it really made a total plan. It made a totally plan. 5 minutes, 5 minutes each, and then how to continue with that activity. That means when there is little time left, you can always ask ChatGPT, please tell me what to do. See, this is a little higher level. This is a little higher level. I will ask you a question. Take Bloom's taxonomy. We have got 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is not something to set learning levels or examination. It is a level of attainment. It's a level of attainment. For example, I'll tell you, from our analysis, none of the software companies in India has gone beyond Bloom's apply level. They have not gone because they have not invented anything. They have not invented a language. They have not invented anything related to IT. But what are they doing? They are taking projects and they are applying it. So they reached only that level. Now, in the same way, how you can judge one of your student at what cognitive level of Bloom's taxonomy he or she achieved? I will tell you here very, very interesting thing in that. Very, very interesting thing in that way. We can ask ChatGPT. This is a very interesting thing, that how to see a student reached a certain level of Bloom's taxonomy. This, what should an INTJ? INTJ, I told you on the second day of the class, it is Myers-Briggs type indicator. This is every person, you and me, we all have one indicator of this. So we are asking, what should an INTJ chemistry student be demonstrating consistently so that the teacher can ascertain that the student has already reached the 5th level of cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy? That means that student is in analysis level now. How to do? Now ChatGPT will tell us, if that student is doing this thing, then that student is in that level of intelligence. See, what are the things that students should be doing that you can observe, so that that student is in the 5th level, that is analysis level of Bloom's taxonomy. That student has reached there. It's a very interesting thing for each teacher to understand. Now let me go next. See, this is an interesting thing. I know that many young teachers are here, but many of the teachers sitting here, they are their parents also. It will be a very interesting thing to tell your son or daughter who are 16 years, 17 years or something. You can tell a 16-year-old son what your son, what Steve Jobs was doing at your age. You can ask ChatGPT. Or one thing, you are teaching in a graduate student, graduation class. You can use ChatGPT that a particular person, what he or she was doing at that particular age. So that is a very good motivation for each and every student, because they will understand that each famous person, they all passed through their age and they were doing something that particular time. So what was someone doing? I will tell you, I will show you an example here. I am asking ChatGPT that I am asking ChatGPT, what did Steve Jobs do when he was 16 years old? These are all pedagogical tricks, pedagogical excellence practices you can use in various ways in the class so that your teaching will be memorable. You will be remembered forever. So when Steve Jobs was 16 years old, he was a high school student at see the particular high school, Cupertino, California. It was around this time that he met Steve Wozniak, who was attending the University of California, Berkeley. Their friendship would later lead to the founding of Apple Incorporated. At the age of 16, the foundation of Apple was laid. Now let me go to the next one. It is 130. See, what made someone to say something? This is also an interesting thing. We all read quotations. We all like a quotation because it is so short, because of the brevity, very upfront. It is to the point, and we can use it in various occasions, and most of them are easy to remember. So, but what made that person to speak like that? We can take a quotation, put on ChatGPT and ask what made Albert Einstein to speak like this. It will tell us. Then we will understand that actually this is a wisdom gathered from that particular place. What is this 113? See, this is a very interesting thing. I will show you I will show you an interesting thing. See, after MA, people go for PhD. After MCom, go to PhD. After MTech, go for PhD. After MSc, go for PhD. Why everything is PhD? Because it is the Greek thinking that every domain, when we learn more and more, we become philosophical. Now let us see like that. Act as a Socrates. Tell me in the end why all domain knowledge converge to philosophy. See, very nicely it has written in Socrates' words why everything in the end is philosophy. See, I will read only the first thing in this. My dear interlocutor, the pursuit of knowledge in any domain, be it mathematics, science, arts, or politics, ultimately leads us to philosophy because it is philosophy that asks the fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, reason, and more. When we study mathematics, it is showing that it is showing this explanation. My request is that the request is that please treat ChatGPT as your friend, closest friend in life, and you can debate with, you can fight with, you can get so much from that. Now, this is the thing I am showing you very interesting. Convert first person into third person or a male character to a female character. It is very interesting how ChatGPT does within fraction of a second. See, convert this from gender male to gender female. The appearance of our visitor was a surprise to me since I had expected a typical country practitioner. He was a very tall, thin man. See, please understand here, thin man, with a long nose like a beak, with jetted out between two key. Now let us see how it changes from male to female. See, she was very tall, thin woman with a long. See, everything has become she, and everything has become feminine. Now the same thing, even we can make it from first person to third person. I can become he, I can become she. Now here, analyze a data set. Analyze a data set. This is one thing through text, whatever I could do through ChatGPT, but analysis of data test, even you can give link of Excel as I was telling you yesterday. And this I am going to give a very simple thing. See, it has done in a very systematic way. It is flattening data. It has given minimum, maximum, mean, mode, median. When we have a lot of things to do, you can give a data set and through plugins, or you can give an external link. See, this is a very interesting thing. Another interesting thing, you can tell ChatGPT to draft a grant proposal. Most teachers have experience of once, at least once in a while, to writing for the grant proposal. Now let us see how to write a grant proposal with the ChatGPT. Grant proposal for establishing a do-it-yourself lab for the first year of mechanical engineering students. Half of the students are girls. 70% of students are from rural background with no exposure to concept of engineering. It is taking all reasoning, and it is going to make the grant proposal. With whatever input we have given, it is making the justification based on that. It is writing project description, it is writing objective, it is writing the budget, and it kept the amount area open for you to fill, and it is even writing what is the impact, and it is for you to fill. Now let us go to the next one. Effectively motivate each one of your students based on their requirement. See, the simplest thing about motivation is that everyone cannot be motivated in the same way. Everyone has got various requirements, various fears, various apprehensions, various hopes. So it is very important. A good teacher should be able to at least classify them and do that. See, ChatGPT prompt can be designed so that you can you can tell uh, uh, you can make every student to get motivated. One very simple example, I will tell you one prompt. Recite a famous poem that motivates a poor teenager to think big. The poem should not be too long. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you are not, you don't. If you like to win, but you think you can't, it is almost a clinch you want. See, this is an interesting thing. How to ascertain the holistic progress of a specific student. This is almost similar to the one previously what we discussed, that how to ascertain the cognitive growth. Here similarly, what should an INGA physics student be demonstrating to prove a holistic progress? For example, the student has reached the fourth level of cognitive domain, third level of affective domain, and fifth level of psychomotor domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Your response must be about the holistic progress. That means all domains combined. Right, 8 characteristics he should be demonstrate such a growth. The domain must be blended. These are all for the future, all for the pedagogical excellence. These are all the things expected from teachers when these foreign universities land here. Because parents expect the same thing, countrymen expect the same thing. So similarly, you see like this, what are all the things? Analytical problem solving, emotional connection with the physics, advanced experimental skills, effective communication, ethical experimentation, critical evaluation. Uh, See, for example, as I was telling you on first and second day, our country, we are consuming country. We are not an inventing country. The main thing, if you see like that, there is a branch itself, it's called design thinking. This design thinking is the basic of all, the design thinking is the basis of all invention, product development. That is completely based on Bloom's second domain, affective domain. But we are not at all speaking about that. So that is the reason in this way, if we have to think about cognitive or holistic growth, we have to see the all 3 domains of Bloom's taxonomy. If we are seeing that, if we are seeing the attainment of graduate attributes, whether it is UGC, whether it is AICTE, unless we become good in all 3 domains of Bloom's taxonomy, we cannot achieve those graduate attributes. But we are speaking only about one, that is the cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Now let us say we are coming to the last and shortest section of pedagogical excellence, and even we have very little time left. And I think I will take about 5 to 10 minutes more here. That how can smart teachers prevent misuse of ChatGPT in class assignments? See, the first thing, I am going to tell it in 2 lessons. First is effective advices to students to prevent the misuse. It is always better to tell students that to avoid. First point to tell is that stress that oral examinations are ahead everywhere. Now, no company is going to select anyone without oral examination. Even when you are doing a PhD, you have to defend your thesis. Everywhere, one should be able to face oral examination. ChatGPT copy is not going to help there. Stress the importance of writing. Declare that there are no more traditional assignments. We are going to come to that one in the next session. And no, not session, in the next lesson. Declare that there are no more traditional assignments. Declare that ChatGPT is like calculators and Clark's tables. We could go to all science examinations with calculators and Clark's tables. And we use this mechanical and electrical people, they could go to examination with the design data. We had those ones, but we could not find any answers from that. We value the process more than the final result. We value the process more than final result. We value literacy and the ability to make inferences. Literacy and inference. Unless we develop literacy, as I was telling you the second day, unless we develop the literacy for insight, we will not be able to reach the third level of Bloom's taxonomy. From there onwards, if we are to progress, we must develop critical thinking and creative thinking. So here, even to reach up to apply level, we need literacy and the ability to make inferences. 7. Give credit to AI co-writers. Several questions were there. Should we write the ChatGPT as a reference? Here it clearly says like that. If the contribution from ChatGPT directly is significant, then write. But if the contribution is more from you through prompt engineering and all, ultimately what you are using ChatGPT only as a tool, then it is not mandatory. Then academic honesty. I need not explain about that. Now let us go to the last lesson of this particular session, that is effective preventive steps to avoid the misuse of ChatGPT. See, student will misuse the ChatGPT only if that is going to be easy. So one of the things intelligent teacher can do is that don't make usage of ChatGPT easy for that particular assignment. So effective preventive steps to avoid the misuse of ChatGPT. So here there is some secrets. Keep in mind that majority of AI technologies have used or can use only the content that is publicly available online to build their data stores. Most of the thing, for example, your Gmail cannot be accessed by ChatGPT. For example, your subscription, okay, see one thing. I have got a subscription for Time Magazine, Economist, and I have got a subscription to Indian Express. So ChatGPT doesn't have access to those things because there's a firewall. So if you are going to, so we need to understand that ChatGPT is blind to those things. That means exclusive academic databases would not be available to ChatGPT. Furthermore, ChatGPT doesn't have access to recent events. That will change with some of the plugin, but how many students will have pro account and can take the select and use those particular link properly and use it? Consider the fact that ChatGPT has a text-based user interface. It cannot hear audio files or see photos or watch videos and make inferences. See, these things we are telling about ChatGPT normal, which is available. If it is with the extended payment, if these type of features might be available. But when it is free, people will try to cheat. But when it is not, it is very difficult. The more friction or misfit you as a teacher introduce into the assignment and make it less straightforward, the less appealing it will be to use AI. As you know, it requires a lot of effort to write a smart, intelligent prompt for ChatGPT. It is very difficult to write the pinpointed prompt. Less students will venture into ChatGPT if more work is required of them and the end result is not complete. Here we are suggesting 10 points. 10 points about how to design assignments to avoid the misuse of AI. First, test your assignment on ChatGPT in advance so that you can tweak it in such a way that you won't get it through ChatGPT. Create incremental submission assignments. See, I will tell you, my MTech was in design. My MTech examination in design, it used to be 2 days examination. Means the first day morning we get the question paper. Second day evening only I will be able to submit my submit my answer sheet, means my design. Then you will ask, in between there is a night. Yes, in between there is a night. We all go to hostel, we discuss about things. I can refer to book, I can call somebody and ask. But my first day's complete work, if I did it in some way, it is almost impossible to restructure in the second day. They make the question paper like that. So create incremental submission assignments. See, for example, this is there in your notes, all LMS, that reverse design, incremental skill development, etc. Then third one is require contextual or recent references. You write an assignment in such a way that always ask for contextual and recent references. Then fourth one is insist on 25% of assignment in infographics. Infographics in the sense you can immediately understand whether it is copied, whether it is coming one person to another. 25%, because now onwards the reading abilities are less, so that more people look for things in infographics. Even newspapers are becoming infographics. So therefore insist in that way. Fifth point is give weight to personal references. Personal reference in the sense you tell students to write their own experience. Sixth point, make multimedia reference mandatory. You can search easily on ChatGPT and find the references, but make some multimedia references mandatory. 7. Assign multimedia projects. Now everyone has got a phone, everyone has got a camera, everyone can. You tell them to make it in video and submit. There is no rule that it should be only on paper or it should be only as Word, Excel or PDF. Ask for a draft version and an edited version of the assignment. This is a brilliant idea. Okay, let us see how it got evolved. How the assignment got evolved. Now, 9. Conduct in-class writing assignments. And an oral assignment with the ChatGPT opened before you. You must be knowing that I have shown 5 to 6 places where you can have ChatGPT direct interaction with the students. That is through interactive quizzes. That is through brainstorming sessions. That is through the real Viva examination, etc., etc. Please go to the LMS. It is there in that. About 6 instances you can open ChatGPT there in the class. Call the students one by one, and then you can make ChatGPT to conduct the IOC examination or the assignment itself. In this way, you are going to make it better and better. I think with this, I am concluding my session here. This is 120. In this, there were 110 ways to use ChatGPT in classroom and outside the classroom for teachers to benefit, students to benefit, and for country to benefit. With this, I request each one of you to take ChatGPT like a pen, pencil, calculator and all as a tool, and use your ability like a painting brush of a painter or a chisel of a sculptor or the sword of an emperor. Use this particular thing as a tool so that ultimately through ChatGPT, what is reflected is not a technology. It is your brain, your passion, your ingenuity, your creativity. With this, I am going to close because now we have got a valedictory function and honorable people will be waiting. So that let me conclude here.
You can have the Q&A session after the valedictory message by Gurukul sir. Suresh, can you hear me? Hello? Suresh, can you hear me? Okay.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I had some network trouble. Thank you, sir. So now for the feedback and validatory function, let me call Dr. Mendes Jacob, Professor, Director, MCA, Marian College, Kutikanam. Dr. Mendes Jacob is an academician and an entrepreneur with 35 plus years of experience and is a former director of School of Applicable Mathematics, MG University. He is also the CEO of IPSR Solutions Limited, an IT company supporting higher education institutions in the implementation of outcome-based education and innovative teaching, learning, and assessment strategies. So I welcome you for the feedback and discussion session, sir.
Jackie, I think Gurikal sir is already joined. We can have the validatory message first, then we will take the feedback. You can just invite Gurikal sir, Jackie.
Yeah. I also welcome Dr. Rajan Gurukal, Vice Chairman, Kerala State Higher Education Council. Dr. Rajan Gurukal is a former Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam. He is a leading Indian social scientist, historian, professor, and writer. He has written many books and articles on different topics and also received awards for his works. So I welcome you, sir, for a valedictory address.
Okay, thank you. St. Joseph's College Principal, my dear Dr. Mendes, and respected resource persons, dear participants. I need hardly tell you that you had an exceptionally good program, hands-on program, equipping you very well in techno pedagogy in general and the artificial intelligence driven ChatGPT in particular. You know, artificial intelligence technology has been increasingly in use in a variety of cognitive tasks, probably over a decade now. AI works, as you know, by combining large amounts of data with fast iterative processing and intelligent algorithms, allowing the software to learn automatically from patterns or features in the data, the special characteristics in the data. Now, you might have got a kind of thrilling experience with the demonstrations by the resource persons. I was listening to the lecture demonstration that just ended now. I mean the last one. If I remember, Dr. Nambudri was the resource person. Am I correct? Okay. Anyway, it's also important to recognize that every time a maverick teacher is becoming increasingly important, I mean, at the instance of whatever electronic sophistication you find as a tool or as a sophisticated guide. ChatGPT, as I understand, is certainly doing all kinds of jobs, no doubt about it. But it's important to note that ChatGPT's responses are not up to date, need not be, because they are based on patterns and information learned during training. And it may not always produce accurate or factually correct answers. Much more than in Wikipedia, you may find errors in ChatGPT responses. That's the reason why I'm saying it's important for we teachers to be up to date in our knowledge base and be really creative. We have to be maverick teachers. So one has to remember that ChatGPT does not have access to real-time information or knowledge beyond its training data. It's not a shortcut for any of us to our own job of reading, understanding, and creatively responding to our own knowledge base. I mean, critically responding to our own knowledge base. There is nothing like a teacher being self-reflexively and self-critically conscious about one's own understanding. Anyway, you have already got a direction of where digital technologies are taking both learning and teaching. Now, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to welcome Nanda, sir.
Small feedback session. We'll share you the slide so that you can give your responses there. I have shared a link in the chat box. You can give your responses there, please. Otherwise, you can go to menti.com and you can have the code. You can type the code there. And after that, you can give the response. And this is a question: how did your knowledge about ChatGPT and AI tools progress through this FDP? So you can go to that link. It is provided in the chat box. You can click that link and you can give your response. Otherwise, you can go to menti.com and you can type the code. The code is given there on the top of the screen, 75324312. Thirty seconds more. Please. So most of you have a little knowledge and gained some knowledge so that you have reached till up to moderate knowledge. And some of you are already having knowledge, and now you are experts. So thank you for your feedback. And one more slide. The same link you can use. You can give your suggestions, like maybe for the next time, if you have any suggestions, you can provide the suggestions so that we can improve. Any positive things or any suggestions to improve? You can use the same link which is already posted there in the chat box, or you can go to menti.com and use the same code. It's given in the top. Yeah, the link is there in the chat box. Please go to that link and give your suggestions there. Okay. So thank you. We are getting very good feedback. Thank you for your responses. Yeah, actually, some content is added there in the LMS, Learning Management System. You can go through those contents. So we are planning another section for researchers alone, for those research scholars and research guides. Okay, so thank you for your feedback. And again, there were some queries regarding the learning management system. The learning management system is available till 5th of August. So you can go through those the contents and the task and assignments provided there. All the MCQs you have to complete compulsorily, and some other tasks also. Okay. Okay, then we will be winding up this session, and if there are any questions or any questions to Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, you can put it in the chat box. Okay.
Thank you,
Anything,
sir.
Ragi?
Just a reminder. So a reminder regarding the LMS access and certificate availability. So you will have access to the LMS until 6th of August till midnight. So it's essential to complete all the activities, tasks, and MCQs within this time frame to qualify for the certificate. So your certificate for the FDP will be available for download from the LMS starting from 31st July onwards. So once you have successfully fulfilled all the requirements of the program, You can access and download your certificate directly from the LMS. Also, there is a feedback form will be available in the LMS from 9:30 p.m. today. It will not be sent to you separately. Thank you. If you have any questions to be clarified with Suresh Nambudri sir, you can place it in the chat. Any questions to sir? Okay, so if you have any difficulty with LMS, I'll give a contact number in the chat. You can contact it. So for any queries related LMS, please contact this number.
See, there is a question from Sangamanation sir. What can we do to enrich the performance of ChatGPT in regional languages? See, you can use ChatGPT in regional languages. Even you can ask for any, if you don't understand anything very tough English, even you can tell ChatGPT to translate it into your mother tongue and tell. Even this morning I did that one. Some of the toughest thing I told ChatGPT to translate into Malayalam and tell me. ChatGPT did that. So therefore, therefore the language will not be an issue. But we need to understand that for ChatGPT to tell us, it has to refer to something. So therefore, if we use English, it will be better. But in situations, we can always use our regional languages. That is our mother tongue. Any more question?
Okay. Thank you, sir. So now for the vote of thanks, we have Dr. Binu TV, IQAC Coordinator, St. Joseph College, Autonomous, Ernalikada. So I welcome you.
Good evening all, esteemed dignitaries, distinguished guests, delegates and faculty members. It is with immense pleasure and gratitude that I am here today to extend a heartfelt note of gratitude on the remarkable concluding ceremony of this online faculty development program on ChatGPT and AI tools for educators in line with OBE. This program, organized by St. Joseph's College, Irinjalakuda, Thrissur, in association with Kerala State Higher Education Council, is the result of the collective efforts of numerous individuals and organizations. First and foremost, I extend our sincere thanks to Dr. Rajan Gurukal, Vice Chairman, Kerala State Higher Education Council, for valuable presence and the valedictory address. setting the tone for this program. Your insightful words have laid a strong foundation for our discussions and have inspired us to explore the potential of ChatGPT and AI tools in education. We are honored to have had the privilege of listening to your wisdom and experience. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Rajan Varghese, Member Secretary, for his presence in the inaugural session and the encouragement and support that have motivated us to delve deeper into the subject matter and embrace the possibilities offered by AI tools and OBE. Our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Mendes Jacob for your presence and lectures that set the context and highlighted the objectives of this faculty development program. Your clarity and conciseness in articulating this program purpose have been instrumental in guiding us through the various sessions and discussions. Your expertise and insights have been invaluable. A special word of gratitude is due to Dr. Achu Shankar S. Nair, Dr. Suresh Nambudri, and Dr. Sunil Joke, whose presentations has enlightened us on the potential and practical applications of ChatGPT and AI tools in education. Your profound knowledge and ability to communicate complex concepts in a clear and accessible manner have been truly remarkable. It really sparked our curiosity and ignited a passion to explore these technologies further. I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our respected principal, Dr. Sister Blessy Management, for providing us with the necessary support, guidance, and resources to organize this enriching faculty development program. Your vision and leadership have been instrumental in creating an environment that encourages innovation and learning. We are truly grateful for your continuous support. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to all the delegates and faculty members from colleges, IITs, universities within and outside Kerala who are there here today with us. We are grateful to you for your engagement, enthusiasm, and willingness to share your experiences and ideas that will turn this program into a vibrant and interactive platform for knowledge exchange. We would also like to express our gratitude to the organizing committee whose tireless efforts in the past 7 days ensured the smooth execution of this faculty development program. Lastly, our sincere thanks goes out to all the supporting staff, technical team, and volunteers whose work diligently behind the scene to make this program a seamless experience for all participants. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate our gratitude to each and every individual attended this FDP. Thank you all for your valuable contributions, and we look forward to future contributions and opportunities to continue our collective journey of knowledge and growth. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, ma'am. So I thank you all for your active participation, and we hope this program proves to be a valuable learning experience for you. Should you have any questions or need assistance, please feel free to reach out to our support team. I have given their contact number in the chat. Thank you. Thank you all.